Hi, welcome back. On this episode, we're going to change the pinion seal on a 97 Chevy two-wheel drive. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button, and check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Clark Garage. Let's get started. Alright, so I've already went ahead and disconnected the drive shaft and got the pinion nut loose. I ended up using the impact on the pinion nut, and that worked. I was using a 2-foot breaker bar and I couldn't get it to budge. But with the impact, it took a little bit, but it broke free pretty easy. So you might have to do the same. Alright, so let's go underneath, see what we're dealing with, and go from there. Alright, so the pinion nut's already loose, so we can take that right off. I took the bolts out of the drive shaft. I have the drive shaft just sitting right here with tape around the end so we don't lose the needle bearings. Just kind of like so. Then I just have it tied up so it's out of my way. So we're going to take that nut off. And then this part here, you may have to give it some light taps with a hammer to break it free. In my case, it wanted to come out on its own, so that was good. And there is a washer in there as well. So if this shaft has any up and down or side to side play in it, you probably got to change that bearing. In my case, that bearing seems okay, so we're not going to change it. And now we got to remove the seal. So you can use a pry bar or a seal remover tool to pop it out. But I've seen some videos online there where people are just putting a couple screws in it and then pulling it out with pliers. So I'm curious to see if that works. So we're going to try that and see what happens. And I do got 2 different screws to try. I'm going to start out with just a regular drywall screw. And then if that doesn't work, I'm going to use a number 10 pan head screw. The threads are a little closer together, and I figure it will pull a little bit easier out, or it'll grip a little bit better. Alright, so we got the 4 screws in, 90 degrees apart. Let's see if this actually works or not. Alright, so those ones pulled out, so let's try the pan heads, see if they're any better. Alright, same thing, let's see what happens. Oh, that's actually moving. And that did work. That's perfect. So there's our seal there. You can see that I tried in those 4 spots with the drywall screws first. And it distorted a bit but didn't pull it out. Maybe it loosened it a bit, who knows for sure. And then I put the 4 pan heads in and tried that, and it pulled out pretty easy actually with the pliers. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. So now we can go and grab our new seal. Alright, so that was a success. It did work. It actually worked pretty good. When you put the screws in, you want to make sure you don't go so far in that you're getting into the bearing or that kind of stuff. You want to go in just enough so they have a little bit of bite, so it has full thread engagement, but you don't want to go so far that you're doing any damage. But I would say that that was a success. Alright, so I got the new seal right here. When I went to my local parts store, I told them what I was working on, and they said there's 2 different seal options. So luckily I deal with the same parts store all the time in a little bit smaller town. So they sold me both, and I now that I got this out, I know which seal it is for sure, and I'll be able to return the other one. So in my case, it's this seal right here, and the part number that I have for it is 19273. So this is my seal. But if you have the other style seal, this is what it will look like. It's quite a bit different. So that's what it looks like there. It's quite a bit different. So I was pretty sure it was the other seal, but I took a quick look and it was late when I had looked at it. So it's nice to be able to pick up both seals. This seal, if this is the one that you needed, is 19314. Looking at them, you can tell physically different size. The inner shaft diameter looks like it'd be the same size, but the outside of the seal is a different style. And the pricing that I got, plus tax, for the smaller one, I paid $13.23, so that's not too bad. If I would have needed the bigger one, it was $22.97. So there is a definite price difference between the 2 seals. So luckily I have the smaller, cheaper one, which is kind of nice. And then just to double check, I'm just loosely placing that in place, and I can tell it's going to be nice and snug. But I don't want to shove this in until I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to put a little bit of grease in that on here too, to ensure it slides on without doing any damage, and we're going to make sure I have no dirt or debris on it. But I verified it's the same size there as well. Alright, so we're ready to put the seal back in. It's a good time to double check your bearing, make sure you don't see any issues with it. Make sure the face is all clean. And now we're going to get ready to put that seal in. I'm going to put just a little bit of grease all on the mating surface. Alright, I put some grease on the rubber too. That'll help the shaft slide in easier after. And we're just slowly working our way gently around. If you have something that fit over the shaft and you can hammer it in, that'd be the best. I don't have anything big enough. I could probably drill a big hole in the inside of a 2x4 and then do that, but I'm just going to go real easy around, take my time, and it'll work okay. Alright, and that seal is flush all the way around. That's how the old one was. So we should be good there. Alright, we're going to make sure that the splines are clean on both sides. We're going to put a little bit of grease on this outer edge. We're going to make sure that there's no nicks or anything in it. Make sure it feels good and that it's clean. And then we're able to shove it in. So we'll put a little bit of grease on the outside, and we're going to put some grease inside on the splines too, just to ensure that they slide nice and freely. Alright, now we just gently slide it in. Alright, there's our washer on. Not a bad idea to put a dab of Loctite. Alright, nut on. Alright, so when you do this, you don't want to over tighten it, but you don't want it too loose since nothing else came apart. If I tighten it up and check the drag on it, it should be okay. But if you're ever changing anything inside the differential, you always got to make sure you check and see how everything's mating. So when I was looking for torque specs online, it was saying 250 foot-pounds approximately. But when you torque it, you want to rotate it, and you should have about 20 to 25 inch-pounds of rotational drag. So we're going to start at 100 foot-pounds, and then we're going to check our rotational drag and go from there. Alright, so I'm going to jack up the back end so the wheels are off the ground, put some stands underneath so I'm safe, and then I'm going to use my other torque wrench. I'm going to set it to 20 inch-pounds and rotate it and see what my drag is, and then go from there. Alright, I got some jack stands underneath so I'm safe. Now I'm just going to rotate this. And according to this, we need a little tighter to get more rotational drag out of it. Alright, I got it set up with the appropriate amount of drag. So I'll put my socket on. So this right here is 20 inch-pounds. And not sure if you can see it or not, but the handle is clicking. And then I'm going to go to 24 inch-pounds, and it just turns. That's 26. And as we can see, it's not dragging too much there. It's not clicking at 26. And we drop back down to 20. It drags back to 26, and we're okay. So we're going to try it right there. So that feels pretty nice. So now we're going to take our bolts out of here. And we're going to get our drive shaft free. Make sure our races are clear where the bearing caps go. And we'll take our tape off. Being careful not to lose the caps. We don't want our bearings to go all over. Alright, so that's slid in. Then we'll grab our 11mm wrench and we'll get the bearing cap bolts back on and in place. I know it's a little bit hard to see. Normally when we're working on the hoist, there's a lot more room to get better lighting and better camera position. We're working on the garage floor, so it's a little bit trickier for me to get good camera views and everything and good lighting. So we'll just use our wrench to tighten these up. Alright, that's good. Alright, I got the truck sitting back on the ground flat. I've already loosened this off. This is our oil fill plug. Now we're going to fill her up full of oil. And I'm using 75W90 Lucas. I usually run Lucas on all my differentials. Seems to work pretty good. And we're going to fill this up until it just starts coming out the hole. So we're at that level. Got our plug in. And now we will tighten that up. And after we take it for a drive, we'll double check it, but I'll do that off camera. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button. And check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Clower Garage. Have a great day.